Hello everyone, welcome to another video here on Motorcycling Endeavors. It is Saturday, October 6th, 2018. It is going to be 88 degrees today here in Indiana. Let me say that again. It is October 6th, 2018, and it is going to be 88 degrees here in Indiana. You could tell just looking at the trees, they're kind of confused. They're still all green. Some of them are starting to turn, but they're probably like me, questioning where the heck fall is. Because considering that Mother Nature on the autumn equinox certainly reminded us that autumn was here, had really plummeted the temperatures that day. But however, maybe, you know, summer still wants to hang around here a little bit. So I'm actually out on a cruise today. I'm going to do a short cruise today because yesterday I decided to finally stop procrastinating and get a dog. So I went up to Indianapolis Humane Society and found myself a dog. It took about 3 hours throughout the whole entire process. I mean, they were just busy yesterday. I just couldn't believe just how busy they were. But anyway, yeah, I came home with the dog. And very happy about that. So, but the one thing about being hot, I tell you, I am a all gear all the time kind of guy. So I am wearing my Kevlar jeans and shirt, jacket, motorcycle high-vis jacket, and full face helmet. And I tell you, getting ready and walking over to the garage, getting ready, throwing the stuff out in the garage, man, I was hot, man. I was roasting. Stay right there. Don't even think about it. Good cars. Good cars. All right. So anyway, what I figured I wanted to do is just talk about a very interesting topic, and that is upgrading from your beginner bike. Now, I know that's kind of, you know, a little bit of a kind of an odd topic, but I think sometimes it's worth just quickly discussing, because I went through that myself. The Kawasaki Vulcan S was my beginner bike. It certainly might have been my full-time bike. May not have never upgraded to the Heritage if my taste didn't change of how I was riding. But I figure I want to take a couple minutes and talk to you about that, and just in case you happen to be in the transition phase yourself, because I mean, let's face it, if you started out this year, it's the end of the year, you had a season's worth of riding, and you just may be thinking about moving on from your beginner bike. So let's just quick talk about that. So as with all decisions in life, everything should be based off of one premise, and that's logic, facts, and common sense. Let me say that again. All your decisions in life should be based off of logic, facts, and common sense. Emotion shouldn't have any part of your decision making whatsoever. So when you apply logic, facts, and common sense to this paradigm, it kind of works out perfectly. So the first thing I would tell you is to ask yourself, why are you looking to upgrade? And there is, from your beginner bike, that is. And there's no really wrong answer, because if you think about it, for the vast majority, motorcycling is a hobby, and you should be feeling good about what you ride. Now, you may not be able to go out and, you know, get yourself a $36,000 trike with all the bells and whistles on it, but, you know, you should definitely upgrade to something within your budget that you should be able to get. So why are you upgrading? I'm going to use myself for example, why I upgraded, because it's a prime example. I just did it. For me, my reason is that I thought I was going to be that guy who only rides on the weekend. I thought I was going to be that guy that just wanted a motorcycle to ride, maybe a couple hours on a Saturday and a Sunday, maybe an occasional commute, and that was it. But the more I rode, the more longer distances I wanted to ride. And the more longer distances I rode, I realized that my Kawasaki Vulcan S wasn't quite doing it for me. So my upgrade for me was based on a purpose, a reason, and that's fine. That's all, you know, that's all particularly good, you know. a particular purpose. So basically I wanted my bike to have more of a touring long distance function to it. Your reason might be just totally different. It could be that your beginner bike you found on the side of the road somewhere for $1,500. It served its purpose and you moved on. Or you could have just simply it's just time to move on. You know, you got everything that you had on it. You have ample saddle time in there, and now you're just simply upgrading. So, you know, your reason to upgrade from your beginner bike, I mean, there's no wrong reason. I mean, you could just simply have a reason. It's just because I want to. Well, sure, you could do that as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's a hobby. So first you ask yourself, why are you upgrading? The second thing that you should ask yourself is, what do you want your bike to do, right? So that's another logic, facts, and common sense answer right there. What do you want your bike to do? In my case, I wanted my bike to be versatile, but I also wanted it to lean heavy towards longer distance riding and touring. Hence the decision on the Heritage Classic. Your case might be very different. You know, you just may want a good all-around bike. You may lost my train of thought there. Okay, yeah, you may just want a good all-around bike and you're just looking to upgrade. You may want a bike that's more geared for speed and for the twisties. You know, that's particularly fine. So just know what you want your bike to do. So if, like in my case, I wanted a bike that was just, like I said, versatile, but leans more heavy towards the touring front, hence the Heritage Classic. And then the third thing that you want to do is ask, what don't you want in the bike? That is just as important as what you want your bike to do, what you want in a bike, you know, what you don't want. You know, for example, when I was looking for upgrades from the Vulcan S, I knew I didn't want a big, you know, 800-pound plus behemoth bike. I didn't want that. So I didn't want a bike with a big fairing on it. To me, if I want to look at a dashboard, I'll ride my car. I'll drive my car. So I basically selected of what I knew that I didn't want in a motorcycle. And then from there, you just basically start to narrow it down. And finally, there's two other components, logic, facts, and common sense goes into it as well. And one is your budget. You know, we all want the best. You know, we all want the brightest and shinies. We all want to get our motorcycle and get all the bells and whistles on it, or we want the latest and greatest and the best at everything. Sometimes your budget is not necessarily going to, you know, agree with that. So you have to keep that in mind as well. So your budget's going to dictate what's in your avenue. And then finally, you have to also take a look at your skill level. That's going to be extremely important as well. You know, just because you rode your beginner bike and you got used to it doesn't mean that you might be ready for a Boulevard, you know, M109R or a Kawasaki Ninja 1000. You may not be ready for those bikes because of your skill level. So remember, when you upgrade, and this is just from my personal opinion here, you know, your comfort level is with the bike that you have and what you learned on. When you're going to go to a bike that's heavier or have more power, you're going to basically, you're going to have a new learning curve, because your bike is going to respond different. It's going to feel different, and you're going to have, you know, it's going to have a different feel in the turns, on the straightaways and everything. So you're going to have to have a little bit of a learning curve there. So, you know, you have to take your skill level into account, because, you know, if you get a hyper responsive power cruiser like the M109R, and, you know, your beginner bike was a, you know, maybe an S40 or a 250, or maybe even a Kawasaki Vulcan S, maybe, you might say that maybe that's not where I'm at right now with my skill level. So those are things that you should definitely take into account when you you know, go ahead and start, you know, looking for your upgrade bike. So just a quick recap here. So basically, number one, understand why you want to upgrade. Number two, know what you want your bike to do, know what you want. Three, know what you don't want the motorcycle to have and do. Number four, obviously, your budget. And then number five, you know, skill level. Make sure that the bike that you're getting is good enough for your skill level. The last thing you want is to say, yeah, man, I'm going from a, you know, a Ninja 300 to a Ninja 1000, and then next thing you know, you get on it, you propel yourself into the back of your garage, and or through your lawn or something, because the bike is just too much for your skill level. So anyway, that is it's my video for the day, and I'm actually riding on Route 40, and so I'm just going to make a short loop around here. Just like I said, I am on a short ride today because I have a new dog at home, and I want to make sure that, you know, we got to get him accustomed to being at home and alone, because, you know, I'm not rich, and so I do need to go to work on Monday. So, so hopefully he's okay, but we'll find out shortly. Like I said, I'm just taking a short loop around here. Just basically went just quick cruise down to Knightstown, and so I'm just gonna head up here to 234. So I'm actually on Route 109 now, so I'll just zip this up to 234 and then just head back towards Indianapolis. But anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that what I said makes sense. Feel free to leave your questions, comments, and concerns in the comments below. I certainly am not an expert by no means, but I usually apply logic, facts, and common sense to everything, so hopefully what I said just makes perfect sense to you if you happen to be in that transition period. Because basically, after you get your, you know, your first bike, you know, which is your learning bike, and then you get your upgrade bike, that's the bike that you basically pretty much are making a decision to say, yeah, man, that's what I want, that's what I dig. Because your first bike is there to serve a purpose, unless you happen to knock it out of the park, like for example the Kawasaki Vulcan S, and because that's just a good all-around bike, and that's all you need. But anyway, rambled on enough. That's the video for today. Have a great day, and I will see you at the next video.